Hello and welcome to my video where I'm going to be talking to Patrick, a locum hospital pharmacist, and asking him questions about what it's like being a locum hospital pharmacist, how we got into it and all of that. I'm just refilming the introduction because when we filmed it, I had to do it in a rush and I didn't feel like I was explaining what we were doing. So yeah, I hope that you enjoy, and if you have any questions for Patrick, then leave them in the comments below. Good morning. So we are at work currently, but there's nothing to check, which is why we're filming this video. And he is...
So I'm Patrick, I'm a locum pharmacist, predominantly in the hospital sector. I do a bit of community, but have a chat about hospital this morning, isn't it?
Yeah, we don't really have many locum like hospital pharmacists. We mostly talk to local community pharmacists, right? Like even I'm a locum pharmacist for community, but not in terms of like bank pharmacy and hospitals.
Endangered species.
Exactly. So I thought I would ask him a few questions. Why did you go into that route? Like, why did you choose to be a locum hospital pharmacist?
So being a locum hospital pharmacist has a different challenge to it. It's not the traditional route of qualifying or even doing a hospital pre-reg, qualifying and then going into one job and staying there. It's a lot of going to different places, seeing different people, and because I've got other ventures that I'm chasing up outside of pharmacy, couldn't really manage a stable job. So went into hospitals to try and go for fixed term contracts that allow me a bit more flexibility to focus on the business and somehow get around the country as well.
Do you think that is one way for people who have a community background can get into hospital?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've got friends who've come from community, literally 3 years in community as a pharmacy manager in Lloyd's, Boots, you name it. They'll become band 5 ACT for 2 to 3 months, and then they'll end up jumping up to a band 6 level because they're competent and they know their way around a hospital, and then they just progress from there.
What about pharmacists though?
Yeah.
Even pharmacists?
That's literally the pharmacist route. People will go up to band 6, band 7, band 8, and there are people who will just progress up the ladder without even holding down a single job at any point.
In London, is it possible to live comfortably as a locum pharmacist? Because for me, I like the stability of having like a stable income. Yours is like different every month, right?
No, actually, I get the same level of stability you do. The
Really,
only difference
though?
is, a week notice. I mean, the contract I've signed here, it says it's for 3 months initially and then it's ongoing. So that means for 3 months, I don't really have to sweat. When I get to month 2, I'll start calling agencies and saying, start looking for jobs. But ultimately, the main mistake you can make as a locum is letting someone else decide your end date. Decide your own end date, find a new contract, keep moving.
But they can still cut you off at any time, can't they?
They can cut me off any time, but you're leaving in, 2 days?
Yeah.
Are they going to cut me off?
That's true. How do you get the jobs that how did you get this one? You're registered with an agency. Does that cost a lot of money?
So the agency set up costs in terms of money were not that bad. Time was excessively bad.
Why is that?
Realistically, when you sign up with an agency, there's a lot of paperwork you have to do.
Yeah.
There's a lot of compliance, a lot of health and safety or kind of the mandatory trainings, basic skills, safeguarding. You'll have to pay for stuff like that. So that came to about, with me.
You have to pay all of that?
Yeah.
Yourself?
Yeah. So agency I'm with, I ended up paying £80 for all of the mandatory trainings.
Okay. 80 is not...
That's not bad.
As bad as I thought, yeah.
It's not bad. It's not great, but in the grand scheme of things, it works out.
Does the agency take a cut of your salary?
So no, they don't. The agency doesn't touch my salary. The system is, let's say the hospital says to the agency, we've got X budget for a pharmacist. Then the agency will go look for a pharmacist and they will take their cut out of that X budget. Mm-hmm. So let's say, for example, they said we've got 10 quid per hour to find a pharmacist. Yeah. The agency might take 2 out of that 10, and then you'll see the 8.
Okay. Although that you do get paid higher as a local pharmacist, a lot of people I've seen they have to take time to get the timesheets. Rumours are that it's more difficult to get paid. Is that true?
No, absolutely not. It's impossible in community. I mean, you can imagine chasing up invoices and everything. But being in hospital, you're mostly on online systems. So if you're anywhere in London, you'll be on something called Starflow, where I just log in on my phone, just punch in some numbers, and that's it. And it will get approved. I'll get paid the Friday after the week I've worked.
Oh, so it's regular as well?
Yep, every Friday.
Right, okay.
It's good. Every Friday's payday every time.
And to be a local pharmacist, do you have to drive and do you get paid mileage?
You don't get paid mileage. You absolutely don't. Look at it from a demand perspective. If it's easy for everyone to get to, is there going to be a lot of vacancies for locum pharmacists?
No, I guess.
I mean, I get asked to work in Plymouth, for example, where you're not really going to catch a train there. And that's why a lot of these hospitals do offer on-site accommodation as well.
Okay.
Which you still pay for.
So you don't get paid mileage, but you can get paid accommodation?
No, you pay for the accommodation as well.
Oh, so why would you take the job? Or because
You get paid really well.
Okay, that's fair enough.
I mean, in a simple answer, money.
Do you think someone like me who doesn't have a car in London could still...
Yeah, absolutely. There's loads of jobs going on. If you like commuting around London, I personally don't. I mean, I've driven 2 hours to be here today, which is not fun. But if you already had regular access to the underground...
Okay, are you registered with multiple agencies?
Yeah, 4 of them.
Okay, and then you just navigate getting jobs between each
Yeah,
of those?
I just send out an email to all 4 consultants across the agencies and they pick. They do their job.
What's the notice period for leaving?
It's usually a week. It's very rarely any more than a week.
So within a week they can get rid of you, and within a week you can get rid of them?
Yeah, so there's a nice bit of professional courtesy that goes around. Like, for example, if I found a job here that starts next week, I could effectively say, I'm leaving as of today. And as in I'm leaving, I could tell them I'm leaving today and be gone next week. But it's not a nice thing to do. It's not.
Okay. And how do you choose your next job? So say you finish this one, how will you choose the next one you go to?
So this is back to that original point. So I'll find the job before this one ends. So I like to choose my own kind of end date. You'll know when a job's going to be filled. For example, I'm here because you're leaving.
Oh, so when someone gets a permanent role, you'll kind of figure out, okay, now it's time for me to go.
Yeah, before someone tells you need to go. You just need to be that guy at the party that doesn't stay too long.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's like, you need sense for that though.
You just need to know, look around you. I mean, if I start seeing candidates coming in for interviews and someone getting the job, I know it's a good time to pack up and go.
Alright, okay. Okay, so even if you're part of the agency, can you negotiate the hourly rate?
Absolutely. Everything's a negotiation. If they're taking a cut, from that £10 example we have, their cut could be £5, it could be £1, it could be £3. That depends on you as an individual and your experience.
Okay. And last question now is, what are the 3 best and the 3 worst things about being a locum hospital pharmacist?
3 best things: flexibility. I've been in jobs where I haven't gotten on with people, where I've not liked the job itself, and this way I have the flexibility.
Yeah, that's true. Because once you're on a permanent one, you can't really...
You're stuck with it.
Yeah.
Good thing number 2 is it's a bit like a tasting menu, a bit like an 8-course taster. You get to try everything and decide what you like. Okay. I've got friends who tried aseptics and they loved it, and they went and got training in the job.
Is money not going to come into it?
No, money's not going to come into it. Money is not the universal enforcer. Actually, time off is the next best part.
Oh, yeah.
So, for example, I am going to take a Christmas holiday. And I can take every occasion off, and there's no one that's going to say, sorry, we don't have anyone to cover you.
Yeah, okay.
Downsides?
Yes, downsides.
Money.
Really?
Yep.
What do you mean?
Money's a downside.
How is that a downside? You get paid double what I get paid.
This is true, but...
As in, you want to get paid more?
I do not want to get paid more. I want the structuring to be different. So, as a locum, now obviously the model's changed in the NHS, and I'm taxed like a normal employee.
Oh. Okay.
So I'm getting paid more than you, but I'm not getting any of the benefits of being self-employed. No mileage that I could deduct.
Yeah.
No holiday leave, no sick leave. I could break my leg tomorrow. The structuring for locuming in London is not great at the moment because of this direct engagement model. For example, if I go out of London, where most places will accept umbrella companies, which are companies that the NHS contracts to manage your funds, they will do the mileage for you, they'll do everything, so you get a little bit of a benefit compared to being an employee. But in its current state, it just ends up, you pay normal tax, you get paid more, great, but you have none of the benefits of being an employee.
Okay.
Downside number 2 is also, comes around to money. You might be flexible, but the time you take off directly impacts your take home. So if you decide, I'm not feeling this Monday, or I'd like to have a 3-day weekend, you'll see the effects of it very quickly. Downside number 3, I'm not going to say the instability either, is also the money.
I was going to say, is it the instability?
Like, no, downside number 3 is also the money.
Is it really?
Because when you're self-employed, you pay your employer's national insurance contribution and you pay the employee's national insurance contribution. You pay both, and that can equate to looking at about £400 or £500 a month just on employer's national insurance. Forget about taxes and everything.
So it's all about all your disadvantages are about the benefits you can't get really from having from being a locum rather than a permanent.
Yeah, you won't see the benefits. If you're a community locum, you will think this is absolutely crap. I'm not getting any of the benefits of being a locum. Why the hell did I do this? Who in their right mind would do it?
So you're saying rather than be a locum community pharmacist, probably the better way to go is to be a locum hospital pharmacist.
If you want a sustainable career that you enjoy, have a chance to progress in, then I would absolutely say be a locum hospital pharmacist.
Okay.
You also work less and you can have a life.
All right. So that is the end of the questions. If you guys have any questions for Patrick, will you answer them?
Yeah, why not? just email me them.
All right then. So if you have any questions about locum hospital pharmacy, then leave them in the comments below.
Bye.